Hey everybody, welcome back to South Mountain Creamery. We are going to be doing some grass work today, making some hay bales, so we can see how many cows and sheep we're going to start with. And if everything goes as planned, this will probably be the last pre-stream before we fire up seasons and get going for reels. Hey James, what's up? Been busy today and a little bit last night, working on getting these fields that we own harvested and fertilized and plowed. Some of them will be cultivated, some of them won't be. All just prepping for turning seasons on. So when we start, it's basically how it would be if we were, coming into just another game year. Hey, Predator, what's up? That is back up. That's that field. We're gonna go ahead and get this guy started on another field. I've got a harvester running, harvesting our last field of wheat. This wheat will be used for the chickens, for the enhanced chicken pack that we've got in. And then maybe toward the end of the stream, we'll be able to figure out how many of each animal. I've already done a little bit of calculations. Basically figure out how much of each critter we're going to basically start out with. And this guy cultivating here. Where are we at? We're 11. No, clockwise. I'm enjoying the map too. Go. Started. So when I was down here harvesting this field, I thought it was really cool because down around the corner here, we're about to see it. There's a couple bales here, kind of off to the side, kind of rotting away and everything. But I like this little field here. It's pretty neat how it's tucked in here and everything. I'm really enjoying all of the fields that I've harvested so far. Just the general way they lay and roll, and got trees pretty close to them, to some degree. Yeah, I've been enjoying this quite a bit myself. Let's see here. Looks like you're almost done. I picked this field up because I wanted a little bit more wheat. So we'll just run around the field and clean up the little scraps that this has missed. I guess we'll go ahead and put this away because we're done our harvest. Go ahead and put this away before we get started on our, well, you know what? We should get started on our mowing. That'll give us a little bit of a head start. Alright, so we're going to mow down here across the street from the chicken house. We bought that field. I think it's 33. I think it is. $33. Alright. Let's see here. See what this does. Counterclockwise. Oh, that is not the right working width. That's for sure. Now, let's go. Alright, that looks good. Alright, stop. Wrong buttons. Oh, there's a tree in the middle. I know that there's a middle. It does know that there's a tree in the middle, I think. Right. Right. Let's see how this runs. Hopefully it won't run too close to this fence line. It's getting awful close there. Alright. We're going to do one headland around and then we will be turning on course. Hey Darren. I don't know if you noticed, but I dropped you into a special channel. You are free to join if you should so wish. Hey Johnny V, what's up? I could use an offset, but this will work. This will work. Not a big fan of the static cows, but I left those in. They're not my cows. They're the neighbor's cows, so. We'll just leave it as that. I didn't even know this shed was back here until I came around here and fertilized earlier today. All right. Go. Let's get back up here and finish getting these dredges, or the last little bits. While he mows, he can get a little bit ahead before we go and windrow. Stop there, so the straw is in a nice little pile. Go. Go. All right, that should be down here. Get this up here first. I like that plane flyover, although it does worry you a little bit when it first happens. You're like, oh, there's a, what's that? There. This straw we're going to use for our chickens, and the wheat we're going to use for our chickens. That plane flying over so often, it kind of reminds me of work. We've got a, it's not really an airport, but it's more of a, well, it's a government contract facility that does work on aircraft and whatnot. And there's aircraft always flying overhead. And what's weird is this particular harvester doesn't have a hitch. So we will just drive this back. We'll have to get a tractor to get that trailer. Uh-oh. Stuck on something. Stuck on. Yeah. We're supposed to have gone around that tree. Or that group of trees. That's a pretty nice clump of three. Doing. We'll go a little bit past here because maybe I'm on the, maybe it's picking up that I should be. There we go. There we are. And depending on how many more people we get in, I'm going to wait a little bit, and then I got a little bit of show and tell. show off some work by our very own Darren. Pretty fabulous little bit of modding going on. Thankfully, he was so kind enough to us to share. These pedestrians just never paying any attention. Good. Let's clean her off before we go and turn seasons on. I'm still not really sure if seasons really does have lower daily maintenance if it's dirty. But we'll go ahead and clean it. We're not going to use it for quite a while. Turn around. Oh, the platinum. It won't install? Oh, this is kind of our shed where we put the stuff, the big machinery that isn't used very often. Harvesters. That's awesome. Just drive circles. Take care of you. Hey Raz, what's up? Guess you're at work. I don't know if you saw, but I made some edits to the map. So if you you'll need to download the map again if you hadn't updated it last 3 or 4 hours. Grounded that sign that was floating. I lowered that shed that was quite just a little bit floaty. Tried to plant that window that's floating off that building, but it looks like the building's one piece, and that window is floating in the one piece. So I'm like, well, I'll just leave it like that. Then I moved that guardrail, that road that goes into the chicken shed, right past the chicken shack, right past the creek. I moved that guardrail over a little bit because kept running into it. And then I was up harvesting field 3 up by biogas, and the chain link fence was out in the field a little bit, so I moved that back. Just made a few tweaks. Had to move a couple trees that were just a little bit too close to the field. I mean, they were like in it. So those. Hey, movie guy, what is up? Stuck on that tree again, I bet. Oh, I'm doing the same. A little wet today. But besides that... What? What? Stop, stop, stop. We'll get you fixed here. It's over at American Eagles Modding. I think it's a Tiger or something. We're gonna do a couple passes here to get around this tree. Then we will send him back to his merry way. I think it's a 10-meter cultivator. There we go. Now we can get this guy started where he should be. And we can go finish up that harvester again. And get ready to go. There we go. Now we're good. Folks will probably go in there and cut them trees out, but I think I'm going to leave them there. Kind of like them. Yeah, they're going to constantly be in the way, but it's part of the character of that particular field. Just like the 3 fields over here that are separated by the grass, kind of the character of that. I know lots of people would probably just plow them all together, so it's one big field and not have to worry about it. But no, it's the way it is. I like it. And yeah, it does make it fun. That's why I'm kind of looking. I really thought about buying field 37. That's the field up there that's split by the creek. And I was taking a look at that. There's really 2 field entrances because there really isn't a real way across that creek. I guess you could probably drive across it, but there isn't really a spot that I could see that was intended to be a creek crossing. So there's 2 entrances. There's one across from the shop's back entrance, and then there's one over there by the buy icon. You really have to mow that field as 2 fields, and it sounds exciting. This will fix that problem. field 10. Oh, what is this? I didn't actually look in Google Maps. How is this fairly well represented? Based on Google Maps. I mean, it could be 2 fields. It's really split by a creek. You know, you could put grass, or you could put 2 different crops in it. I know the main farm is very replicated, very real to life, but I didn't realize that the other fields and whatnot were also that way. All right, that's fine. Yeah, let me. We'll dump this. I'll park the gravity wagon. Then I'll show it to you. Well, yeah, I mean, there's some liberties that you've got to take because most farms are not within 2 kilometers of a dealer. But clearly a dealer usually needs to be in the game here. Oops, wrong one. So, cultivators. Tiger Mate 200, 32 foot, LBJ modding. So this may actually be on modhoster.com. I think LBJ modding usually puts his stuff there. But just Google Tiger Mate 200, 32 foot, and you should get it. We're going to actually park our gravity wagon right here. Oh, what is that? Well, that was. Oh, no problem. Oh, wheel hooked up. Get over on your side of the road, buddy. Just because there's no lines don't mean you get to drive in the middle. See, we kind of got our, I went and lined up our hay making equipment here. Darn head that falls off the rack constantly. Alright. See, we've got a few hay bales up here. I went ahead and worked on field 30. And that's the hay bales we got off of field 30. Alright. Where are you? About done. We're about done. Good deal. Alright, while he's running there, I'm going to show you our buddy Darren managed to work up for us. If you've seen any of the other streams, you know that we put a dairy in here in the placeables area. It's been branded Highs. Highs is a company that's up in that particular neck of the woods, and it's nice enough to do up the milk trailer that we had, and took off the horrid fresh milk logo that I had put up there. And now we've got a branded Highs milk trailer. Reel on the back and the cow with the milk symbol on the front. And then to take it up another notch, now have ourselves a company truck to pull it with. Thank you, Darren. That is one slick piece of equipment. Put this away now because we're not going to have... Alright, Raz, check you later. We're not going to have any need for it for a while. Right. Should be just about done by now. Just do the rest by hand. Then we'll get this guy started over on field 42. We'll bring our big rhino rake over here and get this grass tedded up. And get her in bale form. Like I said earlier, what we're doing here is the title slide says, or the title says seasons, but we obviously don't have seasons turned on yet. Turn that on next stream. What I'm doing here is I decided to do something a little different in that and we're going to harvest the fields that we own, and then we're going to turn seasons on. You know, talking about the elevation stuff, I really like how this road goes up here, how these fields are recessed a bit, and then, you know, this is the back of field 6, which I bought for the BGA operation. Bought a couple other fields up there for the BGA. Now, I'm not sure if I'm overly keen on the only way to get to field 42 is through the cow pasture. There's another way into 42. I haven't found it yet. Unless it's over here by the chickens. No, no, there's no gate over here by the chickens. In there, that's where we're going to put the straw bales for the chickens. Anybody knows another way into field 42? I'd be interested. Yeah, I know you made it a giant cow pasture. I went ahead and unblanketed the silage. So here we've got 718,000 liters, almost 719,000 liters of silage. So that will play into our calculations of how many cows we're going to get. But I think the big limiting factor is going to be the grass here in the pasture. See in here we've got 68,000 liters of grass in our pasture area. Went ahead and planted grass in here because the default map doesn't really have mowable grass in here. It's just got like cut grass. So now this might be where I use the offset. Do headlands. Set an offset here? No. Set that later on. Then we half meter offset to the left. Let's see what that looks like. Go. Just ride along with this guy for a little bit. How much grass do you have? That'll kind of give me a general idea of how much I'm going to pull out of 42. I got 68,000 liters in just the cow area. Oh. Oh, thanks for the sub, Everett. Just want to make sure this guy gets around one whole time without too much impedance by the fence. 200 and something. All right, so 150,000 liters divided by 4,000. That would be 150 divided by 4. Oh, good turn. All right, let's see. 150 up calc. Yep. 50 divided by 4. 307. I should get 375 bales off of this field. Oh my, that would definitely do me for quite a while. That would be 37 trips with that little 10 bale loading wagon. Where's Spectre when you need him? I really like this whole area here. Oh, that tree. Oh, good. I really like this whole area here, because I didn't even realize that this, you know, we've got this grove of trees on this little hillside. You know, and the field, you know, wraps around here. This isn't part of the field, but technically, I guess if you mowed this manually, you could pick up a little bit more over here. See how far this guy really comes. Yeah, he turns right there. That's where the fertilizable grass is. Oh. Looks like a half meter offset worked pretty dang good. Thanks for the suggestion, Johnny. Worked pretty darn good. Got a big old ridge there. We'll see it once it's mowed better. It's kind of where that tree line would have probably came out about twice as far as it did. But they cut that back because that part of the ground was a bit more manageable to obviously get you know, to get more usable land out of everything. I thought that was a pretty cool detail. All right, let's get our rhino rake here, and let's do some good old tedding. Beast of a rig. But I wanted to put the dairy in because I wanted to have something to do with all the milk, and I wanted to be able to basically let's get out. Turn around. I want to basically be able to produce a product and then bring it back to the store to sell. There, that's a great idea. That is a great idea, Darren. Put a bale over the floaty window. So another reason why I did field 30, that little grass field, is I thought that this rake tedded as well, but I wasn't sure. So I kind of wanted to test before the stream. Before we went and tried to do this and found it just windrowed, and I had to go buy a tedder and do another whole step. There we go. Oh, come on. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, good. Well, that part of the fence doesn't have a collision. That's handy. This rake's going to come in handy on big field 42, but it just doesn't want to turn very good. So on smaller fields, it's a bit of a problem. I might buy that smaller veneer rake for the smaller field, like field 30. Just because this thing on giant field 30 is a bit, or little field 30 is a little ludicrous. See? Don't want to turn greatest. There we go. I like this building back here. This is set up very much to be like a secondary cow pasture. Maybe like, you know, in 19 where we could put in different cow pastures, this would be a pretty good spot for one. All right. And since we got 23 folks watching, I had an idea. Well, I didn't have an idea. I'm not going to take credit for this. I was watching an Ian Robinson video, and he's doing a series on Emerald Coast. So I'm watching that because I'm doing a series on Emerald Coast. So I kind of watch, see what he does, and everything. And he was talking about the Graze mod, and he was talking about it would be cool if someone came out with a water mod where animals wouldn't need water if they had water in their pasture. So like the sheep on this map have that little water feature in their pasture. It would be interesting if if the Graze mod, let's say, could be enhanced or modified to detect a water plane in the cow pasture and somehow calculate out the volume of the usable water in that space. I guess maybe the area by the depth. And then during spring, summer, and autumn, the animal doesn't need water because they've got water available to them, unless they need more water than is available. You know, kind of just like the Graze mod. And then during winter, you'd have to water them because it would be frozen over. If you had frozen ground, say. What do y'all think with that that kind of an idea? Like I said, I can't take credit for it. I thought it was a pretty cool idea too. Oh, well, at least it's on sale. Alright, well, we'll be, unless something happens, planned for Wednesday or Monday evening. You know what? Bet you he's going in circles. It's gonna stop you. We're gonna these bales. I'm gonna stack in that enclosure I put over there. The concept of that stack was an overflow for when the main stack was full. I'm gonna put all the bales from 42 in the main stack, which is across the street from the silo. Hey DB 3005 3005, what is up? There we go. Kind of have to turn ahead of the rake for the rake to do what you want. Well, thanks for stopping by. Doing a little grass work today, and then we'll be turning seasons on next time on Monday. So Monday's stream we'll have seasons turned on. And we'll have animals on Monday. Because toward the end of the stream, we're going to figure out how many animals we're going to be able to support. Man, some fat windrow there. Yeah, I might have to do some. I have to do some save game foo and magically teleport these bales into bale storage. I tell you, I've never used this rake until today. Well, yeah, until last night actually. I downloaded it a while ago, and never tried it. It's a beast of a rake, bit big for its spread. I mean, for as long as it is, you'd think it would spread out a little more to catch more than just 4 windrows of grass. I mean, for the for its size, the Swadro 2000 by GTX Mods, I think might rake more grass, but it doesn't windrow or doesn't ted. The veneer is much shorter, but its spread only gets you 3. This gets you an extra 4th. Is the extra 4th really worth the length of this thing? I don't know. And you think how long it is, this thing would spread out a little bit more and maybe catch 5 windrows would be cool. This thing spread out a bit more. What? Facebook? I don't know, there's some guys, I don't know. Rhino something, let's see what it is in the shop. Since I don't have Facebook, I don't know how you bookmark people.
If I can see the name of it, I will.
The Rhino AG RDF 16. I'd say probably for most purposes, the other rake would be my go-to, just because it's maybe a little more manageable. There we go. Oh, American Eagle has this? I didn't know that. I thought this came from, I got this from some guy's Facebook, but, I don't remember. I've had it for a while. This guardrail I moved over a little bit. Moved it back a little bit, and then I rotated it around because all of these pieces were, well, they were chained together in such a way that I couldn't just grab this one without basically moving it out of the transform group structure. So I just grabbed the whole thing, moved it back a little bit, and rotated it to keep it close to the road, but to open up that area a little bit. Moved the rock back a little bit, just to give me a little bit more space to turn in with a trailer or something. Oh! Hey, rubber burner. Uh-oh. Earth. In there.
Nice driving.
Yeah, that was me, all right. Oh, I broke it. I broke it. How'd I break it? Oh, I got caught under the road. I didn't cheat. Oh, that one. Okay, yeah. Yeah, American style modding. All right, let's see if this tractor has the gumption to run this big baler. Need to keep an eye on him and just make sure that he do anything interesting. No, we're not using the 3 wide because I'm going to use a bale stacker to come around and pick them up. So the 3 wide didn't seem to make sense. See how fast this thing spews them out. Since we're going to use a bale stacker trailer, having him 3 wide would be, yeah, a little weird, I think. So we're just going to do this versus like an auto, drive by with an auto load trailer, or use the grapples to load them. I could probably get rid of the offset now. Over there. Definitely have to put more twine in here. Got 121 bales worth of twine left. This baler just eats the hay at 15 miles an hour. I'm not that smart. I put a 10 bale stack trailer in. It only holds 10 bales. Opposed to the 16 in-game bale stacker. I'll just keep a glance up on glance and see how fast the mower is going. Yeah, if the mower is sitting at 0 miles an hour, I know he's stuck somewhere. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how realistic shoving this much material through the baler this fast is. I suspect it's not at all. But, you know, from the stance of getting things done, this will definitely get things done.
Is there a modded baler, is it?
It is. Straw harvest.
The first version or second version of it?
Most current. Yeah, I'm sure it would, I mean, this thing is a big baler. I'm sure it would, I'm sure it's heavy, too. Let's see. Oh, good, we can. I just like the texture of the bales this thing puts out. And we're generating 300 and some pound bales because we've got the unit conversion mod in. That's why we're only seeing it go to 300 and something. But there's still 4,000 liter bales. Mowers, he's still running good. Ninety-three bales left in the twine. I have to stop and read your message. This thing's moving at such a clip, I can't, I don't want to stop and, well, I don't want to try to read the message and bail at the same time. Must have been a huge round baler then. If it towered over an 8500. What's Kiwi up to on Sunday morning? Well, it's close enough. It's Saturday night here. Hey Pete, what's up? To say 30, this field is not shabby, not too shabby of a grass field, and that rake and this baler combination have put a big hurt on it pretty quick. I know, I like the map too. What's your, what would you say your favorite part is so far that you've found? I don't know. I think there's enough changes in 19 that it's going to be a completely different style of gameplay. I mean, with the 3 difficulty levels, the ability to, you know, create your own farm, so to speak. The ability to place your own pastures around wherever you want them. Basically means that, folks, everyone's version of the same map will be different. It'll literally be nearly impossible to have 2 versions of the same map that are identical. Simply because of the ability to place things wherever you want. You know, there's a fair bit of enhancements that I think take it to another level. The multiplayer, the competitive multiplayer aspect is something that folks are doing now with mods. So having that capability built in is going to be pretty cool. You know, for the beginning player, or for the person that really just doesn't want to be bothered with building your own stuff, you know, you've got the equivalent of the easy difficulty, where you start with fields, and you start with a farm, and you start with equipment, just like 17. But for those looking to make the map their own, you can start with a wad of cash, find a place, buy it. You know, you don't buy fields anymore, you buy areas of land. So you can buy yourself a nice plot of land and put down your roots and get started. And, you know, my gameplay can be completely different from your gameplay, but it's on the same map. You can see, you'll be watching, folks. You know, it gives you a whole new reason to watch people play the same map. Is to see, well, I wonder how they did it. Where did they start out? What kind of buildings did they use? It's not just you know, using different equipment, it's everything is different. Park this here. Tell you what, well, I think one of my favorite parts about this map is this grass. How it's all the yards have this manicured grass. The area around the farm here has this manicured grass. He stopped. Probably should have done 3 the way this guy keeps stopping. Hey, Talgar, what's up? Well, the way I was understanding it is that it'll be interesting to see what map makers need to do in order to make their maps work with the new system and all. But you know, the way I was figuring it is somehow map makers basically need to code in which zone is the farm zone for the farm manager, or not the farm manager, but the first farmer difficulty level. And then basically pre-put down buildings that the first farmer starts with. Okay? But then if you play with higher level, or not higher, but different gameplay options, then the game engine basically removes the buildings and the nav meshes and all that in the starting farm, and basically you start out with that is a lot of bales. Basically you start out with you know, with empty plots. That's how I was foreseeing it being done. Not that there would be completely different maps for different difficulty levels. All right, there's 10. I like this little stacker because the 16 stacker would never go under the it would never fit under this building. 10 stack fits under here fairly well when we tip it back. And bang. I like how this stacker also has these side grips. Kind of squeeze into the bales to hold them as they rotate back. This guy's stuck again. Have turn on field. Alright, turn on field. Alright, that's normal. Let's change this. Change this to 3. That will hopefully give him more room to turn around. Now we're cutting at a completely different angle, but oh well. Pride of the Prairie? Yeah, that's that half-meter offset. That's what's causing that little skipping. Hey, Steam Master, what's up? Him go. Then we will get this guy working up and downs again. Yeah, we are gonna get the mucho amount of grass off of this little field. Or, oh, it's not little. Off of this big area. Let's go ahead. A couple spots where we don't have any good grass growth. We're over here. Hello, Imrod, what's up? How is the weather down in Costa Rica? Hopefully you don't have any storms barreling in. I typically don't keep track of the news. And I haven't watched the Weather Channel for a while, so I don't know if there's anything coming or not. Oh, okay. I think I've seen it then. Right. Gooseneck tipper. That's interesting. I don't think I've seen one of those. But the only gooseneck trailers I see around here are either flatbeds or animal trailers, with animal trailers being the most prevalent of those two. Well, flatbeds are pretty prevalent too, but See how this guy is making his turns. Yeah, 3 headlands would have been much better. Him turning like that. When we shifted the number of headlands, it shifted the mowing angle. We'll just do a couple of these so we don't waste too much time going over pre-existing area. Hey, Huntmaster, what's up? Probably do one more up and down. Yeah, he is taking his time to turn, isn't he? They just whip around, don't they? Alright. We're gonna leave him be. We got bales to stack. There we go. This trailer's nice because the pickup sound is fairly loud. You know, when it's been picked up. You just need to have a way. I guess you would just plug your phone into your PC and copy it off from there. You mean the stuff up in the upper right? Or upper left? That is Glance. It's in the mod hub. It'll basically show you all kinds of information related to you know, other tractors or vehicles that are running. You can also, if you have more than I think 100 animals, it will show you stats on the animals if they get low. Oh, okay. That is unit conversion. Is a unit conversion mod that converts units into American units. Hence the gallons, the little square bale graphic. That mod is over on a guy's Facebook page. It's the same guy that did the Place Anywhere mod. Let's see here. I don't know, like I said, I don't know the guy's Facebook page to know it's called. His is called. If you, and I don't think I have it linked in the description. If you look at one of my Emerald Coast videos, there should be a link to a mod page in one of those videos, and I know I have the unit convert link in that spreadsheet. Yeah, that's it. Thunder. So it also changes up here. So we have bushels, tons for various things, gallons for liquids, liters for things that are kind of add-ons, and it changes the price. So straw is $1,300 a ton. Wool is sold in ton, so it's $79,000 a ton. Well, I can tell you, it's going to take many a 2,000 liter pallet to make a ton of wool. One of these bales is like 300 and some pounds. So an American ton is 2,000 pounds, so you can see how many bales it would take. It's a half ton. Well, a half ton should be 1,000 pounds, but that's not the case. And with the latest version of the unit convert mod, it works with the Graze mod. So if you have a map with the Graze mod installed, you can use the unit convert mod without an issue. There were iterations of the unit convert that didn't seem to work very well with the Graze mod. The Graze mod is it allows your cows and your sheep to eat grass out of your pasture. So if you have grass in your pasture, then you don't have to feed your animals grass. So I don't have any animals in this save game. I will on Monday. But so your sheep, take grass or hay, and your cows take grass or hay. Now I don't know why it just says grass here as opposed to both. But at any rate, let's jump over here to the sheep pen. Okay. So this version of the map differs because the sheep typically have that cut grass. They have this grass as opposed to this grass. Okay. But this map has been prepared for the Graze mod. Fairly easy to do, but so there's 26,000 liters of grass here in this area for the sheep to eat. So as long as the number of sheep I have is such that they don't need to eat more than that 26,000 liters of grass, then I don't have to feed them anything else for as long as there's grass in the pasture. Now, if you play with seasons, then you'll have to play with seasons, and you'll have to feed them hay over, over winter and during the first phase of spring. Oh, okay. This thing has quite the number of animations. Sadly, we lose the cool bale texture once we drop them in storage. Yeah, not too big of a fan of that one, but yeah, there is the haze grass. Now, other than the fact that it's a European license plate, see, I tagged this trailer FK Bale 1. Just having a little fun with it. Go. Yeah, I could use, you know, one of the, like a Fleagle auto load trailer, but I just kind of felt like doing it this way. There's some joy in doing it kind of the more manual, automatic way. Traffic stop. Yeah, I am. I just happened to glance at the, let's see here. I looked at the hour meter when I fired up this one. And I think I was, player. Well, I think I was at like 16 hours. And I'm not even ready to, well, I'll be ready after this, but basically I'll be up to 20 hours of gameplay before we're even ready to start with seasons. So, you know, I know some folks out there that if they play a map for 20 hours, that's a long time. It would have a, in the mod desk, there's a version number, mod version number or something like that. I don't remember what, I don't know what the 17 number is and what the 15 number is. Still clipping through the... Well, yeah, I mean, I think you know what I mean by manual auto. Versus just driving past the bale and it, you know, magically appear on your trailer. And when you, you know, unload, you get the little blue or the little hash area, and then magically the bales poof over there. That would be the automatic. The manual automatic is you kind of got to wait a little bit for some animation to happen. It's not like you're running around with forks and stacking them by hand. And it'll be even more apparent with, it'll be even more apparent with the differences between 17 and 19. Once folks really start mastering the differences in textures with 19. Yeah, if you look at your log, it probably says the mod version is wrong or something. Right. Why are you stopped? Are you just watching me? Are you Johnny Looker? Just want to see how a bale trailer works? OJ and the White Bronco? We don't see that. We don't see that spawning through there. Alright, people are coming now. You can move on. Nothing to see here. I did put on rookie mode just to make this a bit easier. And the no more having three different versions of or no more having multiple colors for the same brand mod. You've got 3 John Deere mods in your in-game, and they all have a different shade of green. Well, that won't be a problem in 19 if, assuming the modder codes them the way Giants wants you to code them. That is to reference colors from within the game's, I guess, color library or materials library. You could just reference John Deere green, and it would be John Deere green. Now, you could probably still build the mod using the old method, and I think we'll see early on mods that way until folks realize or figure out how to do it. The more optimized route. I did watch a FarmCon vid on texturing, and they basically talked about, you know, the modder is kind of incentivized to use the in-game materials because you'll basically be able to do a trade-off of more polygons would be allowed if you use in-game materials as opposed to specifying your own. Oh, that would be an interesting. That would be an interesting map to have in 19 with the place your own farm and everything. I don't know about the modding info and Steam purchase. You can pre-order on Steam now, so I guess it would list what you would get. Now, the FarmCon presentations are available from the Giants website. They published 2 on YouTube for free, and then the rest basically you could pick up for something like $5 or something. They've been translated to English. Alright, well that does us. Does it. Let's see how many bales we got here. So this is kind of overflow. I figured I wouldn't do. I was going to use the bunkers, since the bunkers look cool and everything. I was going to use the bunkers for this series as opposed to making silage bales. Yeah, this would be a cool spot to do that. Oh, you know what? I wanted to go count these bales. Really don't know why you're just sitting there. 67 came off of there. Right. Well, it's pretty much rinse and repeat for the other field, except it'll just take a heck of a lot longer. But that's why I'm going to... we're going to course play the rake. And then we're going to course play the baler with the rake course. That way we can just focus on other things. Oh, you do? Pretty cool. He is almost done. Alright. Field work. 42. Clock, that's counterclockwise. Alright, let's see what 3 looks like. There's one reason why I like this this new method. Let's see what. No, 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 that's no good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 3 better. Oh. Would you let me get out of the way? Would you let me get out of the way? Gee, man, you wouldn't let me get out of the way. But I haven't used the just standard AI much on this map. That way, if I decide I want to do like 4, I'll just go back. I kind of watch this for a little bit. Hey, Tiger Man, are you still having issues? I mean, I assume you've deleted them. I saw where you reinstalled everything. I assume you deleted the map from the mod folder, and then you downloaded it straight from the server again. Are you getting any type? Are you having any connectivity issues? You know what? Let me. Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. That sounds sketchy. The AR is a big zip file. It's almost like it's not. You're only getting a partial download. Yeah, well, on multiplayer, it uses a file hash. Oh, that's bad. Oh, thank goodness. It uses a file hash to know what version of you know the different mods. That ain't gonna work. I knew that wasn't. So so if the file hash is different, then the server will say that it's not the same mod. Oh, no. Do. Once this guy is done his first round, I'll give you a link to the AR pack from my OneDrive. It's the same as what I uploaded to the server. Then you can download that from the OneDrive and post it from the server. All right. Try that link, Tiger Man. I was thinking that I'll just do that with the map. But since you've got the map working now, one step closer. Let's cut through here. Don't have any animals yet. We can just leave those gates open. Of course, the baler is backing up traffic. Clean off our mowers before we put them away. We won't use them for a while. That should just be the one mod. You somehow get a lot? See something. Should have just been a single mod. Yeah, in the upper left, just click download. What you're seeing is the contents of the mod. You don't need to download each individual file. Oh, we got ourselves a rare traffic jam here. Of course, if 3 headlands doesn't work for that rake, we're going to be doing this over again. So, I said this shed is kind of for the stuff we don't need every so often. Go. Hey, coming through, coming through. Oh, we might as well come over here and load this baler up. More twine. Oh. Go. Close enough. here in the driveway. Is that? Ugh. Now you're adding it to the mod folder with the game turned off, right? It can't write to the mod folder if the game's up. Making sure. Let's see if I can fit through here. Oh, good. I don't know what to tell you, because, I mean, it's the, yeah. And you're downloading it from the server, you're sticking it straight in the folder. Oh, you put your beets there? You stacked them up, or did you crate them? Let's see here. Cut through here. I thought this was a cool spot to put the animal trailer. Could back something else up in there real good if I was close. Yeah, that is an option. Gate. Put our potatoes in here. Ones that we kept after we crated them up. Got the Silo King that is also a pig food mixer in here. We're going to use that to mix up our pig food. Because with the mixer, we only need soybeans, corn, and potatoes. That's all we need. So we only need 3 crops as opposed to 5. Fill everything. And I'm just want to check our Puma here. I'm going to watch him do a couple turns and just see if he's got enough room to make these turns. And then I said I was going to show you guys what I was going to do, how I was going to figure up how many animals I was going to buy. And that's how I'm going to close the stream out, is to show that to you all. Let's see here. So I know this dang thing does not turn very well. Looks like it's going to work. Good deal. Alright, let me show you guys what we're going to do here. Alright, I'm going to sort of this. Alright, Alright, do y'all still see the game? I just switched different inputs. I'm going to bring up bring up an Excel app. So this is my animal spreadsheet calculator for folks that maybe have never seen this before. Thanks for the sub, Kenworth. Seeing you around on the Discords. So, the way this works, if you haven't seen this before, it should be linked in my description to version over at PCSG. So we're going to go to pig food. Okay. So we have here seasons length. We're going to play 6-day seasons. So we have a day factor of 2. So we plug in day factor 2. We're going to have, let's say we want, I don't know, 50 pigs. Okay. We see a bunch of stuff just changed as we change the number of pigs. Okay. You can see all kinds of numbers are changing here. All right. So what it's telling me is we're going to need about 6 bales of straw for a year's worth of keeping our pigs. Okay. Now I've tweaked this a little bit because I got a different version for South Mountain Creamery because I'm using that mixer. And the mixer only takes corn, soybeans, and potatoes. But typically, this ratio would be different. Version you download this would be different. So what we have here is 50 pigs. Should take about 1,200 liters of corn, 1,200 liters of soybeans, and 600 liters of potatoes, assuming a 40-40-20 mix. 40-40-20. Because that TMR mixer, the way it's going to work, is it's going to be similar to a TMR mix where you could have, let's say, well, I could have 60% here. I could have 20%. So I could calculate it that way. And I've kind of cheated these numbers a little bit. Hopefully you wouldn't have to edit this. In fact, you can't edit this because it's locked. So let's say we do 40% corn, 20% soybeans, 20% potatoes. Down here for the whole year, I need 10,000 liters of corn, 9,600 liters of protein, and 5,400 liters of potatoes. Feed 50 pigs for an entire game year. Okay. Well, with the conversion mod, I went in and I plugged in what the conversion mod is using. So I would need 300 bushels of corn, 272 bushels of soybeans, 50 pigs. Okay. So let's go back to the game and see what we have. I've got 900 bushels of corn and 1,400 bushels of soybeans. Okay. Back over here. Wrong one. So let's bump this to 125. And let's change this to 60. Let's change this to 20 to reflect this being 20% and this being 60%. Okay. Let's calculate this down. So now for 125 pigs, I need 383 liters or bushels of corn and 1,100 bushels of soybeans, and approximately 13,500 liters of potatoes. Okay. Got enough soybeans. We definitely have enough corn to do that. And let's see how many potatoes we got. Oops. That's the sell point I put in. These are two. All right, so we're going to go with 125 Piggly Wigglies sheep. So with the graze mod, we've got what, 28,000 liters of grass in the pasture. So this is going to be a bit of a guesswork because the grass will regrow as the cow or the sheep and cows eat. Need about 73,000 liters of grass or hay to feed these sheep, 125 sheep for a year. And we've got 20-some thousand of grass in pasture. So we may have to supplement grass and hay. We'll see. They eat 7,500 a day every 3 days. Spring. All right, so we're going to go with, I think we should probably go with something a little bit lower. Maybe 100 sheep for now. I think that's a better bet. And for our cows, we're going to do a 50 mix of silage and 25% hay and straw. And with 100 cows, we need 42 bales of hay, 84 bales of straw, and 84 bales of silage. Basically, we need 300,000 liters of silage, 168,000 liters of hay, and 168,000 liters of straw. So, definitely have the silage. Should definitely have the hay because we got 60-some bales of hay off of that other field. The only question is straw. Let's go over here. See how many bales of straw we've got. We still have that other field of straw to bale up. Straw we got off that other field. Got 90 bales of straw. Okay. We only need 84. I think we'll do 100 cows. And we'll have plenty of headroom there for reproduction. And we also need the straw for our chickens. I think that's what we'll do. Oops. Alright, so that's how we're going to figure out how many animals we're going to start with. Because the whole principle was to well, you're in the middle of the woods. We're going to basically figure out from what we grew off the map how much we can support, and we've done that now. And now we'll have to see how accurate our information is. So we'll be back on this map on Monday night. So until next time, happy farming.